practical tips for executing God's counsel or for fulfilling God's mandate for my life. There are few dynamics that I was going to deal with and study. The first dynamic which I'm looking at is the vessel. The vessel, the man that executes God's counsel. The second dynamic which I want to look at is the vision. The vision. Ability to see what is that counsel that God wants you to accomplish in your lifetime. The third dynamic is the vehicle. What's the first dynamic I want to study? The vessel. What's the second one? The vision. What is number 3? The vehicle. The vehicle. Sometimes you see where you ought to go and you know where you are, but between where you are and where you are supposed to go, thank you, sir, there is no vehicle. There is no means of conveying yourself to the place of your vision. So part of the dynamics I want to look at is the vehicle. And I would like to suggest that God never gives a vision without providing the vehicle. The unfortunate thing is that many people are in a wrong vehicle. There are many people that are supposed to go to Nineveh. So when they go to the motor park and the Gbile boys were calling, what did he do? He sat in Tarshish, and as every turn of the wheel, they were taking him 180 degrees away from where he's supposed to go. And some people are in wrong vehicles, and if God is going to help them at all, what do they need to do? Is to jump out of that vehicle and retrace what vehicle has God provided for this vision. The fourth dynamic that I hope we can deal with is the vigor. The vigor. Talking about the vigor, we're talking about the wherewithal, the endowment, what it will take, the energy that will cause what I've seen, for which God has provided a vehicle for it to be accomplished. We'll be looking at the vigor. That's the fourth dynamics. The fifth dynamics, which we cannot ignore, is the velocity. What is the fifth dynamics now? The velocity. Since you are not here forever, is there any everlasting man here? Who has infinity of time to execute his mandate in life? Is there anybody like that? You are not talking to me again. You mean you are not an infinite man? To remind you that yesterday you were younger than today. Is that true? Or is it a wrong statement? So that's why we have to talk about the velocity. when I come to deal with that, I will be talking about velocity is simply defined as the rate of displacement, the quantity of your journey vis-a-vis the time that you have spent. So the next question that you are going to be looking at in the velocity is to ask, number one, am I making measurable displacement towards my vision? And at what rate am I making it? And if my velocity, maybe if I explain it, it will be easier. If I need to go from here to Lagos, and I got the vehicle that is going to Lagos, but when we go to the motor park, the colleague I'm traveling with, they are going to Aliede. Some will stop in Taraku, others will stop in Otupo, and some will have to stop in Otupa before we get to Ayamba. Those are the colleagues that parked inside this vehicle that is going to Lagos. Am I in the right company? When am I likely to arrive in Lagos? Forever we are going to be on the road. So it is not just enough to note that this vehicle is going to Lagos. It's important to find out who are the passengers, because they will affect my velocity. Some of you that have a journey that is far, your present friends, there are people that have no journey to make. The people that you are reasoning with, there are people that it doesn't matter. Even if on our way to Lagos, we go to Aliede and we spend 2 hours to eat roasted yam, and you say, driver, let's move now. The other one say, to where? I'm going to stop in a Taraku. There's no need. Let's take time and eat pounded yam here, because between here and Taraku there's no more pounded yam. And you are in that vehicle. Will you achieve a correct velocity for your journey? Right. This is a dynamic that we must talk about if we want to execute God's counsel and fulfill our mandate within the time space that we have.